What's up, y'all? Well, made it through another week. Welcome back to another Tuesday Night Live over here on the Headwaters Adventure Company channels. Um, Thanks for joining in. Thanks for watching. Tonight, we're going to talk to a little SoCal angler. You know, we got to give them a little bit of love and see what's going on down south, and talk about how Trevor won on Lower Otay. So, without further ado, let's bring in this ragtag bunch of fellas. We got Shane. Good evening, bud.
Good evening, buddy. How's everybody tonight?
And we got Johnny Talks a Lot. What's up, buddy?
And what's up?
Flop,
Good morning,
flop,
everybody.
Splash.
Flop, flop, go splash. Yeah, baby.
Oh, that's funny.
Definitely
Oh, how
that
you guys
time.
doing tonight?
Good. How you doing, James?
I'm
Shane?
wonderful.
Yeah,
You guys
we're all
looking good.
How's
You guys
Bass
looking
Lake
good.
treating you there, buddy?
Oh, Bass Lake. For Monday, the boat traffic there was like on a Saturday. So, yeah.
It's a
recommend-
vacation hotspot. That's why.
Yeah, there's a lot of housing that everybody's got boats, and they rent boats, and it's a cool lake. Fishing was phenomenal. Yeah, we got on a good topwater bite, and it was plop plop splash. This is what it was. So
That's funny.
yeah, it was fun.
Well, I'm gonna say tonight we're gonna be joined by a guy that's got the best backdrop all of our guests so far. Just a little jealous of his background. Trevor, what's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, man? How's it going, James?
Good. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah,
Thanks for having
Trevor.
me, man. Thanks
Yeah,
for having
thank
me.
you.
Thanks, John, for reaching out.
You
You guys
You bet, man.
showing us SoCal boys some love, man.
Yeah,
That's
good
cool.
job, man.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Let's well, the event was what, 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, 2 weekends ago, 2 Saturdays ago, yep. It was our fourth stop of the six stop series. Yep.
And how have you done so far?
Dude, I'm a donator, bro. So I show up. I help run the club, and I donate, man. That's it. By the grace of God, I put a lot of work into this tournament. I fished the weekend before, Saturday and Sunday. I fished Saturday. I fished a morning to like early afternoon, and then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna see what the mid morning, early afternoon bites like on Sunday. So I went on Sunday, and Saturday stunk. And Sunday was just, it was awesome. It was one of those things where you're like, all right, if this sticks, 6 days from now, this is going to be awesome. And sure enough,
Yeah.
It did. So absolutely.
So is Otay one of the ones that you can only be on certain times of the week,
Dude,
right?
that's everything down here, brother. So you got to go on and figure out what days you can and cannot go. But yeah, it's pretty much all of our stuff there's only a couple that are, I think Murray, and then Santee Lakes, which you can't get kayaks on. So yeah, pretty much all of our lakes down here are like that. And they're talking about even dialing it back even further and make it even worse for 25. So we're fighting for our rights down here, and yeah, it's unfortunate.
What's the reason for it? Just the fishing pressure, or they want to keep people off the lakes with drinking water?
To be truthful with you, bro, I don't really even know. We have a great group of guys that are fighting, these guys, and it's basically saying like, hey, look, like, we use these things, we take our kids out there, teach them how to fish. I think what it is they're calling budget cuts. So basically, they're all ran by the city of San Diego, even though like where I'm at out here, I'm in the county. San Vicente, El Capitan is in the county, but they're all owned by the San Diego city. So they say budget cuts. They say all kinds of stuff, but
Yeah.
I really don't know what's really going on and what's really not. To be truthful with you, I think it's a bunch of crock, but we're just kind of just doing our best, man.
So Trevor, there is a different culture down there compared to our lakes up here. So explain when you show up to the lake, what time you have to show up, what's the normal routine where you get in line, you wait, and you go through the gate, all that stuff.
Oh yeah. So pretty much all of our lakes down here, like I said, previously, are ran by the city of San Diego. So in order for me to get all my permits, obviously I got to go through DFG. I got to do all that stuff, but I have to go through the city as well. So they know all of our dates. They know exactly how many anglers are going to be there. They know everything. their protocol generally is 30 minutes before sunrise. So let's just say sunrise is 6:15. At 5:45, they should be opening the gate, right? So pretty much, I mean, we got 50 guys that signed up this year. So, 50 guys, trailers, kayaks, whatever the case may be. Yeah, there's a line. Just like you said, John, there's a line until they open it.
You show up at the gate at what, 2 hours, 3 hours early?
I mean, some of the guys from up there, some of our boys fish, from Corona, even farther north. But like, Greg Ellenson fishes with us, and I know he leaves like in the middle of the night and he camps out sometimes just to be first in line, to get it. Yeah, so that's kind of what the stuff we have to deal with out here. I don't think it's like that out there for you guys, but yeah.
Is that because they're putting a cap on how many people they allow in the lake?
No, they close the lake. They close it every day.
Yeah, so it's open from half an hour before sunrise to half an hour before sunset, and it's closed every single day. So
they lock the gates.
If
you're inside, you get ticketed.
Yep.
Yeah, but I mean, are they capping it at a certain amount of people?
No, no. You know what? A few years back, like at San Vicente when they first opened up, because it's a pleasure craft lake as well. So we have to share it with the master crafts that are out there wakeboarding and all that kind of stuff. But no, they don't cap it for the most part. But I mean, you guys know, I mean, fishing up there and fishing down here. There could be 3 tournaments, 2 bass boat tournaments, and then our tournament. So, these bodies of water, these reservoirs aren't large by any stretch of mean. Yeah.
They're
so,
small.
I mean, you're leapfrogging and you're, asking, can I pass? And I mean, it's crazy. Not to mention, paying $17 to $20 a pop to launch every single time, so yeah, it's definitely a stretch, fellas. It's definitely a stretch.
Wow. So you're pre-fish. Because you did the weekend before, right? And that was the only pre-fishing you did prior to the event, or did you do the day before?
No. So we don't have any off limits for the most part, but the city has off limits. So the lakes are only open certain days. So some lakes will be open like Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday. So like for a Saturday event, you only have on a Wednesday. Well, I run a business, so unless I can just I mean I'm a pretty good boss, so I could be like, hey, I'm gonna take the day off. But for the most part, it's super busy right now, so I can't really take time off during the week. So to answer your question, James, yes, I fished Saturday and Sunday the weekend before, and I fished a full day, like at 7 hours on Saturday, and then on Sunday, I met my buddy Kimbrough out there. He was out there pre-fishing as well. I think I got there at 11, and I think I left at like 3. So I just wanted to kind of see, when our tournament was ending, what the bite was going to be like, and I wanted to pick 3 spots, and what's going to be my A, B, and C, and just kind of see what the afternoon bite was. And I'm so glad that I did, because it was completely different than Saturday for sure.
So what did you find that Sunday afternoon?
What I found was that like on Saturday I was kind of fishing offshore and just trying to locate the fish for lack of a better word, and just really didn't find anything. My buddy Steve was out there and he just got live scope, and he's dropping his drop shot, live scoping, and just plucking fish left and right. And I'm like, I can't buy a bite, right? So I'm like, man, this is going to be bad for next weekend. So on Sunday I said, I'm going to move in tighter, and I'm going to throw some different stuff. I'm not going to go to the the Cinco, the drop shot, the conventional stuff that we always would throw. So I started fooling around with a free rig, and what I found with the free rig is that the tighter in the toolies that I was with that free rig, I was getting bit, and I was getting bit with quality fish. These weren't 14 to 15 inch fish. These are 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So what I found is they're in a lot tighter, right? So I fished I guess spot A, and didn't beat it up, but caught some key fish, and I was like, all right, I'm on. And then I moved to spot B, which is probably about 400 to 500 yards north of spot A. And this wasn't in toolies. It was kind of like I don't know, man. It's a flat. There's no structure. There's no nothing. And for whatever reason, the fish were feeding on bait, and they were just congregated in this area. So I went over there, and I think I got 1 fish over there. So I figured that would be B. And then my third spot was a bigger run into Harvey's. Same thing, Thule line, but it was just off of the Thule line. So I would go in tight to the Thules and fish probably about 10 yards off the Thules and make the same cast every single time. And I mean, I got bit. And so I was just hoping they were going to be there, man, to be honest with you. You know how it is. You pre-fish the weekend before, and you're like, man, I hope the fish are going to be there. And
So have you been-
everything can change.
yeah,
Have you been
everything can change.
playing? Have you been playing with the free rig prior to that, or you just decided to tie it on one day?
No, sir. Yeah. And I mean, guys kind of just been talking about it. And I was just like, hey, you know, I mean, I like anything that, you know, working it back to me. I mean, I love the action. And believe it or not, man, just you could throw anything on it, right? Like, I mean, I was throwing a creature on it. I was throwing a 7-inch 6 cents divine shaky worm on it. And then I even went to a 10-inch power worm on it. And dude, they were eating it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was just because it got down there in the fall or just dragging it almost similar to a Carolina rig. I don't know. I don't know what it was, but they were chewing it and eating it. You know, it wasn't.
Dude, I have thrown so many different baits on the free rig. But I stumbled upon it last year practicing for our Almanor event. And I was throwing a little Fatty Z on it.
Yeah.
And dude, I don't know what it is. I've done bigger worms. I've done creature baits. I always go back to that Fatty Z, and every time I go back to it, I get bit.
Yeah.
For whatever stupid reason it is. I don't know. It's weird.
It's confidence, man. That's why.
Yeah. We have so many different techniques, right, fellas?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you got cranking, I'm a reaction guy, man. I love to throw, you know, a jerk bait. I love to throw, you know, a square bill. I love anything that's just, you know, turning and burning. You know, I love that. And this tournament, man, was it was actually the Jika or the jig rig with a 10-inch power worm is what I switched to, because I'm like, they're eating this free rig. Like, let's just try this. And instead of the weight being on there, it's affixed to it, right? So I'm like, let's try this. And then, dude, that 10-inch power worm, dude, they were just eating it. So I was like, I'm just going to keep throwing what they're eating. They want to eat it, I'm going to throw it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, pretty cool. It's one of those times on the water, man, and I'm sure you guys have all had them, where it's just magical, where it's like everything just lines up. You know, you can't make any mistakes. I fish super clean. And, I mean, dude, guys were catching them, bro. I mean, let's make no mistake about it. I didn't blow the field out by any stretch of the imagination. And I had a 19-inch average. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like I was blowing them out. I mean, there's guys right on my heels, and I would upgrade, and then he would upgrade. And then when I moved to that third spot, and I started throwing that 10-inch power worm, I think I needed a colt, like a 16 3/4, and I caught a 20. And I was just fist bumping, doing the old I was like, this is it. That's the nail in the coffin, boys. I was just like, I was so juiced. Like, I didn't know, but like, that's a big colt, right? Late in the day, you know, it was like, I think there was like an hour and a half before lines out. And so, dude, I was just super juiced, dude. And I mean, the fish kept reloading, but I mean, I would catch 16 and 17s and like, I'm throwing them back, and I'm like, dude, this is lame. Like, this is crazy. Normally, I want those 17s, right?
Hey, so when it's your time, right? Like,
absolutely, Shane. I couldn't agree more, man. And it was one of those.
Did you have any of those fish where you got it in the kayak and you're like, dude, I can't believe I landed that?
So there was one early on in spot A, when I just started throwing the free rig. I think my first fish was like I want to say a 17 1/4. And I'm like, this is a great start. Like, I was pumped. I was like, heck yeah. And the second fish, man, just hit like a Mack truck. And I'm fishing so tight into the toolies. And the toolies are like, you have the toolie line, and then you have like probably 2 to 3 feet of dead toolies, right? Because they raised the lake up. So all the toolie line died. So in order to get these fish, I mean, I was fishing straight braid. I was like, I'm not playing. I'm like, I'm not going leader. I don't care about being line shy, any of that. I'm going straight braid, and I'm just, you know, sun's out, guns out, let's get them.
Tell us about your rig you had set up. Since you go straight braid, was it a bait caster, and what kind of weight?
Yes. So it was a I think I was throwing it on my 7.2. It's a Phoenix, medium heavy. I believe it's fast. I was throwing it a 3/8 free rig tungsten with a I believe it's a 3R2 EWG is the hook that I was using, and then straight braid, 65 pounds, just straight braid, like straight.
Wow.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And then on the other rod is, I think it's a 7.1. I think it was a heavy actually on the jig rig or the Jika, and that was straight braid as well. And then I believe it was the 2-aught Jika rig, and I just threw that 10-inch power worm on that one. and
What
I mean they were eating it.
was it? A stout hook or was it like a medium
Yeah, it's
wire hook or?
Yeah, no, it's a stout hook. It's the man, I can't. I want to believe it's Owner. I think it's. I think Owner makes it, and I think it's the Owner jig rig. I believe is what they call it on the packaging, and I believe it's a 2/0. But yeah, it's a heavy wire hook for sure on that one. But I was throwing that 10-inch. The EWG was it was light wire. It wasn't nothing crazy. But I mean they were eating it so good, and I was getting such great hook sets that it didn't matter what I was on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. One of those
that
days.
10-inch worm, that was a ribtail.
Yeah, it's the ribtail 10-inch power worm in green pumpkin actually is what they were eating. I was throwing the green pumpkin on that one, and then the divine shanky worm from 6 cents was a 7-inch, and I believe it's called. Of course, they're sold out of it now, so it must be a hot bait. I think it's called plum apple. So it's like a purple with like a little bit of like green laminate in it. Really cool worm, very durable actually. I was very surprised on how durable both worms were. I mean, I caught a fair amount of fish on both of them, and they held up damn well. So pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the big worm bite to materialize up here. I can't wait.
Well, I just figured. I mean, at that point, man, like I want to say I had at that point, I think I had 90. Crap, dude. I want to say I had 92 inches, and the guy behind me, Raymond Carrick, had 90 inches. So I had 2 inches on him.
Oh, we lost him.
In all,
there we go.
17s, 16s, 17s, and they're just keep reloading, man. And I can't use them. I'm just throwing them back. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to throw a big worm on this jig rig because I want a big bite. So it's soon, like literally the second cast is when I got that 20-inch fish. And I couldn't get anything. I didn't cull anything else out. I think at that point I culled out a 15 and a 16. So I had, I think my big fish was 20 and my small fish was, I want to say 18 and a half. You're trying to cull out at 18 and a half. You're just like, I mean, it was just one of those days, man. Super cool.
For sure.
Super cool.
Thank you. Is that one of the biggest bags you put together down there? Was that your biggest bag?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I think I lost you for a second. Sorry.
We can hear you. Yeah, we see you and hear you.
So the question is that your biggest bag to date you put together?
Oh, you must have lost this.
You might have froze up.
Oh, let me text him. I'll tell him to jump back in.
Okay. Yeah, those lakes down south. So Damien and I and Michael Lavoie, we all went down south. And the first thing I noticed,
you guys still there now?
The culture was way different.
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah,
oh, there he goes.
I think he probably just got it.
Yeah. So anyways, they go, yeah, we got to leave at 2 a.m. I go, wait a minute. We don't, lines in 8 till 7. No, we got to get in line. Okay. So we drive there, right? There's all these guys in line. And I'm like, what's going on? The gate's closed. It's locked. Really? And all of a sudden here comes this car like 2 hours later in the opposite lane, just going like 50 miles an hour, right? We're all like standing there getting out of the way, and they pull up, and all of a sudden everybody gets in their cars, and then we go through. They open the gate, and we line up at another place. And then we pay to get in, and then by that time, they open at 6:30. Lines in at 7. You got a half an hour to get your stuff in the water, so it was a mad rush getting in the water.
That's got to be tough for you, John.
That's crazy, man.
It's not like our lakes. Our lakes, we just, they're open. Yeah, there they actually close them, and yeah, it's quite a bit different than.
You got us now, Trevor?
Yeah, I got you guys. Sorry about that.
All right. Yeah. Welcome back, man.
I
Yeah,
was
Go ahead, James.
wondering if is that your biggest bag to date yet, or?
By far, bro, for sure. Like I said,
Nice.
I'm a donor, guys. I go out there just for the love, just to be in God's creation, and just to get away from work and the family, and just have me time is really what kayak fishing is for me, for sure. 100%.
I agree. 100%.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely the biggest bag. I mean, dude, when you have a 19-inch average for 5 fish, I mean, You know,
That's pretty good.
It was pretty magical.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, you're
magical.
sitting 20-pound bag there for sure. Like pretty close to a 20-pound bag.
Yeah, we said. I mean, because dude, they were all. There wasn't very many like post spawn, like like real skinny. They were all super healthy, and I mean, they all fought super good. I mean, at one point, that 20, I brought her up and she was right by the boat. And I'm like, I need this one, so I like got the net down there, and she made a run, and my rod is sitting over the top of my yak attack net, and the rod is just buried into the yak attack net. And I'm like, what am I gonna do now? Like, so they fought really good. So yeah, we figured it was probably about I would say between we said 18 to 20 pound bag for sure, which was
Nice.
a great bag for sure, 100%.
So you didn't lose any
Congrats,
fish.
man.
That would have made a difference.
Yeah, just the one. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, it definitely would have made a difference because I think my second biggest fish was like a 19, I think. And this fish had a bucket mouth and just, buried me into the toolies. And I didn't want to mess around with it. I was like, it's early, it is what it is. It happens. Right. So no, I fished very clean, very thankful for how clean I fished. And every spot that I wanted to go to, there was, a key fish on each spot. So that was really cool too. And, got to call out everything really. And all the way to an 18.5 for my smallest fish, which was super cool, bro. I mean, really cool.
So I hear stories about everybody's always fishing, I won't say on top of each other, but around each other down there.
Yes.
You have a bunch of guys all over your stuff when you started catching them? Was it
Nah,
left you alone? I mean,
nah. There was one guy. I ain't gonna say any names, but
I'm not asking for names.
No,
yeah,
I know. But when I went into spot 3, I didn't have anybody. So in spot 2, my buddy Steve was there, and then one of the other guys in the club was there. So there were 3 of us. But honestly, man, for the most part, as long as you have communication and you're like, hey, hey, I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna pass on the inside. I'm gonna pass outside. Like, hey, I'm gonna go down 50 yards, whatever the case may be. You don't really have any issues. But when I got to spot 3, I knew spot 3 was a spot where the big girls were, right? And I knew that I needed that big fish. So as I was coming in, it's a long, like, arm going into Harvey's arm. It's at Otay is what we call it. So it's a pretty long arm. And there was one kayak on it. So, I passed him on the outside and I said, hey man, I'm gonna go fish, do you mind if I fish this line? That's where where my waypoint was. That's where I wanted to be. And he kind of looked at me and he's like, oh, well, I'm fishing this line. And I'm like, okay, I get that, but I'm going to go 50 yards down and I'm going to start fishing. And literally that's where I started fishing. And that's when I caught that 20 and I'm freaking out and fist bumping. And he's looking at me like I'm some kind of stupid.
Watch out.
Yeah.
Watch out. They're going to put in 100-yard rule now.
Yeah, probably. I mean,
Nah.
and to be honest with you, it's hard, dude. It's hard
That's
down
an
here.
inside joke for our club up here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can't do 100 yards down south.
Well,
There's
that's what I was
big
wondering
guys
with-
on the lake. Yeah.
If you
Yeah, the
guys
lakes
had a
are real
bunch of
small.
different boat tournaments going, if the boats are crowding you, they're seeing the
Yes.
old kayak guy just,
Yes.
laying
Yes.
wood to them. They're like, oh,
Yeah. Yeah, I think to be honest with you guys, I got lucky because what I was fishing really wasn't the juice for most people. So like, you pull up the lake, like, you got these, the points, the tapering points, the offshore structure or all the
Community
juice.
holes.
Yeah, the community holds, exactly, John.
Mhm.
So there really wasn't what I was fishing. Really wasn't that. And then I strategically, because of my Sunday, I knew that I was going to, catch them late in the afternoon. So generally, these guys go there in the morning, and it's not as good. They're out, bro. They're going somewhere else. They're looking for other places to fish. You know what I mean? So I really didn't have anything on any of the spots, and I really only fished those 3 spots, and that was it. And they all produced, and it's like, if it ain't broken, don't fix it, right?
Heck yeah.
Yeah, for
no
sure.
kidding.
For sure.
So what made you go to braid? Because of the toolies, the structure, or
Yeah, so I just fished the ABA this past Saturday at El Capitan, and it's the same thing. A lot of stick ups. They're in kind of tight, and I lost a monster. It was a braid to fluoro, throwing the Nico rig, and she came out of the water, tail walked, and then hit the water and just beeline straight for the shore. And I'm only fishing 7 to 8 yards off the shore, probably. They're really in tight. and I couldn't stop her, So I wanted to have a bait caster, and I wanted to throw a braid because if I got that bite, I didn't want to lose it.
Yeah, you want to give her the bad news and reel that sucker in.
I want to give her the business. I want to give her the business.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Give her no chance.
So he's
Exactly.
in control.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, on Sunday, that kind of proved it, because I was like, I'm just going to throw it, and I'm going to see if they're line shy or, what's going on, right? And dude, I caught them, so I was like, it's not even an issue, and the water's kind of like a green tingy color, you know what I mean? So I'm throwing the Power Pro, which is the green too. So I was like, it shouldn't be an issue, So it's one of those things.
So that free rig, would you actually see your worm? You see the weight would drop down quick, and your worm would float above it for a little bit, and then slowly go down, and then that's when you get the bite, or
honestly, truthfully, so it's probably like an unconventional way to throw it, because I was throwing in so tight and it was so shallow. I wasn't throwing offshore, so the weight didn't have a long time to kind of go down and the bait to follow. Yeah, I was almost, truthfully, what I felt like I was doing is I was almost throwing it like a Carolina, just dragging it, popping it every once in a while, and they were eating it. So it really wasn't like a traditional type of way you would throw the free rig, if that makes any sense. And then the first two spots were super shallow. Yeah. The third spot was probably where I was at was probably about I'd say 10 to 12 feet probably. So maybe in that area, but there's still structure down there. There's still some grass and some other stuff that's down there. So that one probably did travel down a little bit, but I was still just dragging it. I wasn't dragging, popping. So
yeah, most of the bites I've gotten on it are dragging it, hitting rocks, popping it over the rocks, and you get that little bit of separation when it comes over the rock, and that worm floats down. 100%. And they're usually hitting it.
100%.
Do you feel it actually thump the bait, or just like get heavy, or do you feel it?
I can tell you on this day, they were just absolutely destroying it. So just thumping it and going. It wasn't just like plain no patty cake. Like they were eating it and they were gone. I mean, all three of them, all three of the baits that I threw was like that. That big one early was the only fish all day long that actually hit it on the drop. So like as soon as I cast it hit the water. I must have just landed right on her head or something, and it kind of caught me by surprise, because I tried to reel up my slack, and I was like, there ain't no slack to reel up. I'm like, oh no. And she's on, and she's gone.
Do you think those fish were spawning, or they were just up in there pushing bait? Or
well, it's funny you say that, because in that tournament, guys said they caught some bedfish, and then last weekend at El Capitan, same thing. Guys are saying they're catching bedfish. So, I mean, I don't know, but I mean, if it really was a bedfish, I couldn't see it. But yeah, I mean, it very well could have been, right? I mean, the fluctuation of water and all the, the hot and the cold and all the things going on. I mean, they don't know whether they're coming or going at this point, right?
Right.
So
yeah, we still have fish spawning around here now. I mean, not like the big schools of fish coming and spawning, but we have fish that are spawning still.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, not a bunch, but
heck yeah.
Yeah, man. Epic.
You got anybody you want to thank, Trevor?
Honestly, man, I mean, first and foremost, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. That's pretty much my ace deuce. That's, my ride or die. Obviously my wife and my kids that allow me to do this craziness. My club, the SoCal Kayak Anglers. And then honestly, probably one of my best buddies in the world. You guys probably seen his name around, Mr. Consistent, Steve Beekner. This guy really introduced me to really bass fishing, man, when I was younger. And he was so I mean, just dialed in and so competitive with everything that he did. And then, probably 5 or 6 years ago, he started kayaking, or he was before that. And he's the one that introduced me to this sport. And this community, man, has, I mean, truthfully changed my life, man. It's one of those things where I can't wait to do it. That's all I think about is this. And so it really is a blessing. So, thank you guys for having me on, sending the invite. And by the grace of God, hopefully we can do it more often, I hope.
We need to have these clubs, right? We need to have a big SoCal, NorCal get together somewhere in the middle.
For sure.
Somewhere, I think it would be good for for our California kayak community. You know what I mean? Because we see the Garcias up here all the time. Shane will pop up every once in a while. Alex will come up here. But I think it'd be rad if we could all get down. Paso
Go to
Robles
Lopez
somewhere,
and Santa
maybe
Margarita.
Santa Margarita.
Yeah,
or
for sure,
Lopez,
for
something
sure.
like
Lopez.
that.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
for sure. It's funny you say
Somewhere
that,
where we
James.
don't have to stand 2 hours in line, though.
100%. You guys don't want to come down here. You guys don't want to come down here.
They won't let me back in the water, so I'm here with all the coagula muscles you got down there.
Right. Yeah. So I was just thinking about this, man. Just having like a NorCal SoCal bash, to where we just kind of get together. We can get it on Tourney X and just kind of just show up and just have like an all-day affair and kind of meet and greet and meet everybody. This community really
have a barbecue.
is. Yeah, for sure. This community is something fierce. I mean, Garcia Senior's been fishing with us, man, and obviously, those guys are hammers. I mean, Alex has fished with us. Obviously, Shane and Brad and Greg and all the guys kind of up in the north area. So we really have a slew, just a bunch of people, man. And this community is so amazing.
Yeah.
So amazing.
Yeah.
So amazing.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys doing this.
Should make it. We should make it a 2-day event. That way we could all hang out and light stories on Saturday night and then get all smashed.
I'm telling you, dude, you gotta get the smoker going Saturday morning before the tournament, right?
Yes, sir.
Somebody's got to stay back and tend the smoker. I'm sorry, whoever gets donated for that job, but and just have I think we'll put something together. That'd be
even
rad.
Kachuma, man. Yeah. I mean, that's where the ABA's having their TOC is at Kachuma. Dude, that's a cool lake. I mean, it's probably it's right in that same general vicinity. That's a badass lake with a great campground. They can hold everybody. We should definitely, put the boots to the ground and definitely plan something. I mean, we have a great group down here. You guys have a great group up there, and let's just break bread and
Lake Lopez. I was able to rent a fifth wheel. They dropped it off and picked it up.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And 3 guys split it. Yeah, we just showed up, used the facility, charged their stuff. We didn't have to sleep outside with the bears, and there was bears. There were skunks, and there was raccoons, and you name it. There were all.
So I'm gonna put that challenge to our TDs in the north and south, right? Like, let's get we do the West Coast Championship, which is great, dude. But I mean, not everybody's gonna come up to Clear Lake to do it.
Yeah,
let's do like something. I mean, I don't care if it's end of October after all the TOCs are done. Something when all the summer construction guys aren't working a million hours a week and
absolutely amen to that. Amen to that. No, I think that would be freaking amazing, dude. And we kind of talked about it. I just got a trailer, so and I just built a new kayak. So I'm fishing out of a 2019 Hobie Outback, still pedaling. So I just built a brand new PWR 129. It's got dual Garmin's, live scope, XI3 saltwater, and I just got a trailer. So when these guys say, "Hey man, come up to this Delta, come up to Clear Lake," it's like, now I don't have any excuse, man. I got everything I need. I'm not pedaling.
Right.
Yeah. So you'll probably see this ugly mug up there sooner than later. It won't be June, but maybe for the WCC, maybe. Maybe something like that. So I look forward to meeting you guys in person. And
definitely,
again,
it'd be awesome.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I appreciate the time.
When you guys are coming up here, reach out to us. We'll do something one of those nights. I mean, I'm going up to Clear Lake Wednesday. Up there Wednesday through Saturday, heading home Saturday. But I mean, let's I think you guys from down south want to get together, have beer, go somewhere about it, Clear Lake. I don't know what to do up there other than avoid the tweakers.
A group of guys.
We'll avoid the tweakers and we'll have a couple beers for sure.
Yeah.
We call it.
That's a reminder. Yeah, that's a reminder. So June the 29th, a BSS qualifier to go back east, top 10%. So right now, I think there's right at 100 anglers. If we could get that to 150, that's like 98 last I looked. But I mean, But anyways, if we get to 150, that'd be
15 guys.
That'd be great. Yeah. 150 anglers. Too, what that does is it opens the eyes up to the Hobie and the BSS. Come out to California. That's for us. If we do fish any of their stuff, we got to travel, 36 hours
Yeah.
Travel
24
for
through the
6
snow,
hours to
hail,
fish an
rain.
event. Yeah, that
Barefoot,
you've
uphill
never
both
been
ways.
to,
Plus
never
Hey,
been
dude,
to the lake before,
a couple grand in
So
gas.
we when we went back to Oklahoma, dude, it was windy and sunny here. Went through Bakersfield, hit Arizona, and it started snowing, started raining, hit New Mexico, it was still
Texas.
snowing. Couldn't find a stinking hotel in Albuquerque on a Thursday night. Slept in a truck stop in 30-degree weather. It was great.
Dude.
Froze your toes
Hey.
off.
Oh, it was freezing cold. It was
Yeah, I can
miserable.
imagine.
Well, how was
I'm not
Still-
much in snuggling with
fishing out of it all?
another person, but
Oh, dude, fishing was
Yeah.
great, dude.
Oh, there you go.
10 killer was awesome. So like I say, we
Yeah.
get these numbers up for the bass event coming up here. You guys will have your chance to go experience what we got experienced last year or this year.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
hopefully,
it's pretty eye opening, bro, to see the guys out here out south. And I mean, if you look at even on the tours, the guys that have come from here that translate and do really well. And I mean, even now, the Damien Towels, the Anthony Garcia's, yeah, dude. I mean, a guy just Mr. Consistent, winning everything in a kayak and a boat,
Yeah.
But dude, the coolest people ever. Like I said, I can't stress that enough, man. This community is something special, and it's something that needs to be coddled and really taken seriously. And we need that stuff out here, bro. I mean, I know our lakes are small and all that kind of stuff, but we got some of the best fishing down here.
Oh yeah.
Dude, 200 guys on Clear Lake, 200 guys on the Delta, no problem.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put 200 guys on too many other lakes out here. Shasta, maybe. But
Yeah.
that's a jaunt for everybody. Shasta's huge. But, I mean, other than those three, I mean, we have the places to do it.
Yeah.
Well, as long as you utilize open launch up here, we should be able to. You can still get 200 kayaks on Maloney's.
Yeah, he had 180 something out of Glory
Maloney's.
Hole last year for the natives. So
Maloney's,
Yeah.
you could do it at Pedro.
Don Pedro.
As long as you have open launch. If you do a single launch, it could be done, but it's super tough.
Yeah, everybody's grabbing a ticket. Like at the at the meat market. You grab the ticket for the next person in line.
yeah.
See, I've been up there, man. I need to go up there because that's why I really envy the guys in the Midwest, man. Just put your rod in your car and pull over on the side of the road and go fishing. Here it's like gotta pay, you gotta do this. Is a lake open? It's kind of hogwash. For the I mean, it is what it is.
Free.
We can go on a tangent.
And then
we have all the
up here. It's anywhere from $20 to $35 to launch up here, though.
Really?
Delta's not that
day.
bad. Some spots in the
Delta.
Delta are really Maloney's is still like $10 to launch.
Yeah, Pedro's
10 to
35.
20. Yeah,
Tolik's 20.
So are those private launches? Why there's so much, or
they're either private or federal owned, or state-owned ones, bro, are the worst, dude. Like Folsom's like $17 a launch.
Yeah. So that's what Lower Otay is. So it's like I think it's 11 plus 6, I believe, or maybe it's even 22. It's 17 without a motor and then 22 with a motor, I believe. And it's crazy, bro. If you think about that, and then driving down, there's a toll road, $250 each way. It's only $5, but it's like, man, I already pay for a yearly, license and everything else. So you start to add that stuff up. I mean, that's why that
$6 a gallon for fuel.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So, I mean, we have a lot of options here. We got Barrett, we got Lake Murray, we have private little Santee lakes. We have some ponds that are really good. The San Diego River is really good. We got El Cap, we got San Vicente, obviously Hodges. So I mean, we have plenty of places, but it's like what's open on the day you want to go. That's the kicker. So
and that's one thing I noticed fishing down south. The lakes there are full of big fish. Our lakes have a lot of big fish. There's big schools of fish, but on average, the size of fish. When I went down south, I fished Paris, I fished Lower Otay, and then I fished another one. Yeah, San.
Now, do you think that's because the population's so great and they're keeping more of the smaller ones to manage that population? Or you guys don't have the spotted bass problem we have though either.
I think it's just the structure down there.
And the amount of food and just the fish there are big.
Yeah,
they're
deep
overall
water
bigger than
reservoirs. They don't spray. I don't really know how long. Like behind me, Lake Jennings. That's a trout lake. So, I mean, there's big ones in there, dude. And that lake's so dang clear. Like you can see 20, 30 feet down. I mean, it's super clear, but they only allow sitting sides. They don't allow sitting tops. So I don't know if you guys can see kind of here. I'll just give you a little. So from right here, if I just walk down, you can see that trail right there. Can you guys see that trail between those two little trees right there?
Yeah.
So if you follow that kind of down all the way to where you can see that other fence line, you hang a left and you end up right there in the lake. Right there in the lake. So I have my own little walking trail and
Lake Jennings.
Lake Jennings. I may or may not go down there and throw swim bait sometimes. But
you may or may not, huh?
Yeah, may or may not. I may just be walking, trying to get some exercise at 10 o'clock at night.
Right.
If I can't sleep.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where we have a lot of places, a lot of options, and but it's just when are they open, and is it during the week when you got to work or that kind of stuff. So but no, I want to get up there, man. I want to get up there. I see it in the Delta, Clear Lake. Never been. So everybody says, man, you got to go. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Clear Lake just had a tournament, and they had a 30-pound bag won it.
Oh, geez.
And
time your tides right on the Delta, though, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Delta. Plan your trip around a good tide.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's crazy. It's like I'm not going tuna fishing. I don't need to, look at the ocean or anything. That's kind of cool. We were just talking with a customer today. He's going to be moving, I think, to San Francisco, and he's like, oh man, I want to get to the Delta and tidal water and all that kind of stuff. And it's just crazy to think about a fishery like that. And every time everybody goes, they tell me how great it is. And everybody goes to Clear Lake. Brad's like, hey man, you got a room anytime you want to come. I just haven't had a motor, and I'm like, I'm not going to go pedal around that place. Dude,
I've done it, dude. I've done it.
You can launch and fish right where you launch.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I need to stop making excuses, dude.
Lower Otay. It's no worse than that.
It's a big lake, but when they got launches everywhere, launches. You can go 2 miles in either direction and you're finding fish. Especially now the water is the way it is.
Sometimes not even that.
Sweet. And you can make some sea lines.
Yeah, exactly.
I've made some stupid runs on Clear Lake without a motor.
Pay for it the next day, right?
No, dude, it's all good.
I have a motor and I still pay for it.
Yeah, right.
Still pedal, but yeah.
I just don't want to be too bougie, man. Now I got a motor and stuff. Like I know the PWR doesn't have pedals or anything, but dude, you might need to see me out there with the motor off and me paddling, dude, because I want the exercise and stuff like that. I don't want to be sitting out there just eating bonbons and hanging out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's somebody that's like when you're tired and it's hot out, you just go click and you're like,
yeah. I may or may not have seen a couple guys taking naps out there, dude. For sure. Like, bro, what is the weekend at Bernie's over here? It's Bernie from Weekend at Bernie's.
I've fallen asleep.
Not you, Shane. Shane Lamont's probably out there sleeping with a little drop shot in the water, waiting for it to tick.
Oh Lord. All right, fellas. Well, hey, I'm gonna get to making dinner. Hey, I appreciate the time, guys.
Thank you, Trevor, for coming on.
Absolutely. Thank you for putting this on.
Congratulations.
Thank you for the invite.
Again.
Yes, and we'll hopefully hook up in the near future and be able to shake your guys' hands and drink a beer with you guys. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll get something together.
For sure.
That's our charge. Is all the TDs out there. Let's get it.
Yeah. No, we've already put it out in the universe. Now it's no backing out now.
Yeah. After all the TOCs are done, late October, early November, let's have a good old North-South SoCal meetup and smash some fish somewhere in the middle.
It's on like Donkey Kong. You fellas have a great night. God bless you guys.
Thanks,
I appreciate the time.
Yeah, you too.
See you guys.
Thanks.
Later.
Peace.
All right, guys. That's going to be it for tonight. Don't forget, go over to the Headwaters website. Check them out. Cruise over to the shops. See what they got going. Need a new boat. Need some work done to a boat. Give them a call. All your Yak Attack accessories, NRS stuff. They got it. Catchboard stuff. They got it.
If they don't have it, they can order it for you.
And if you want some tackle, the Reading store has some. If you're in the area, if you need some more tackle, go to hookedforlife.com. Wait, hold on. I got that thing right here. Where'd I go?
Hooked for life.
Hooked for life. Where are they at? There we go. No, I lost it. There it is.
Hooked 44.
There you go. Right there on the bottom of the screen. 10% off. Free
That's a great
shipping
deal.
on 50 or more. Guys, don't forget to support our local shops. They do a lot for us. That's what I like to do. You know, you can order from Tackle Warehouse, or you can support Jay. Help them out. You know, help local businesses, help local families. They do a lot for their community up there in Ione. So let's help them out.
Yeah,
And I got some great hats and great shirts, and man, he's got some new sun hats coming out, and so I got to get me one of those.
That reminds me, next week, guys, you don't want to miss it. We are going to be joined by Mr. Ken Mall, and then after that, we'll be joined by Mr. Pua Yang talking about the old. We're gonna have a Delta roundtable on that night, fellas. Talk a little Delta, talk maybe a little bit of Clear Lake, pick Ken's with a brain on some Clear Lake fishing for the summer, and got some other pretty cool topics I want to discuss with them. Something you guys aren't going to want to miss out. Ken's a super informed,
wealth of knowledge.
He's a wealth of knowledge on all things it takes for fishing on and off the water. So we're gonna pick his brain on that. So you don't want to miss that. That's gonna be Tuesday the 11th of June, 6 p.m. right here. We'll have some stuff going around Instagram, Facebook. Remind you guys coming up this week, and I'll put some links on for the YouTube channel and all that good stuff. But
he's gonna also
appreciate you guys.
He's also going to help us or help the anglers promote themselves. He's going to let you guys know how to promote yourself. So,
building brands, guys. That's what we want to talk about. On top,
plus we're going to pump for info on the Delta,
and Clear Lake, if I can.
Oh yeah, Clear Lake too.
Yeah, I know you guys because you got Delta coming up in July for Yakabas, right? So that one's coming. We've got Clear Lake coming up at the end of June. So stay tuned, guys. Check it out. And we'll catch
Thanks
you all
for watching
next week. I appreciate you all. And have a good week. Thanks all you SoCal guys for joining on.